So they host these pre-launch events for such people, and then
Early access. Yeah.
early access, and by the time it's launched for the public, most of the inventory
Is already gone.
already gone.
So they do get early access, especially in Emaar we have something called signature clients. A signature client can also go before a broker. Look, I bought like 50 million dirhams of Emaar from you. I'm a signature client.
Now, do they purchase because they have so many EOIs, or are they just coming in hoping कि बिक जाएगा कल को?
This is where a Dubai land department comes in and stops this type of speculation. Emaar, Nakheel, or these big boys, they're not going to say, look, you buy it and then you try to move it. It doesn't work like that. So when you see those lines, these are genuine clients, genuine brokers, genuine EOIs. There's nothing fishy about it. Those
want
who
their
have an
inventory.
iota of doubt also, just look at Dubai land department figures.
Yeah.
Jan to June, 550 billion dirhams.
Correct.
So this is property.
Correct.
You go with some planning, right? And then, I mean, this will give the developer also the trust. They will show you better units, better floor plans.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Emirates Nest podcast. We are in love with so much love that you're pouring out on us. You're making our shorts popular. You're making our Instagram reels popular, and especially sending so much love and appreciation. We are totally indebted, and we are all the more pumped up to give you more and more information as we go through. So today's episode is actually a special for investors, especially in Dubai properties like Emaar, Nakheel, and so. Do you think, being an investor, you're competing with other investors? Let's talk about families, own offices and institutions getting into real estate also. So my people to discuss all of this, Rohit and Asha, safest bets to go to. So hi Rohit, hi Asha, how are you both?
Hi Diksha, what a pleasure to be back here again. Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, very well. Rohit, what's the summer look about? You've decided to remove all the foliage.
Yes, I was trying to look a little younger. I hope it looks better. I've got mixed reactions, but yes.
Should have colored your hair also.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Hai na? You look much younger. So anyway,
Thank you.
Rohit, if you think Rohit looks good, type in under the comments saying, Rohit, we love you. Okay?
And you can be very honest.
Guys, we don't take offenses. We are not going to be spamming comments. So we love comments, whatever you guys want to say. Okay, Rohit, getting to the big deal in Dubai's market, Emaar and Nakheel have been very, very fond players, fond developers. Dubai is loving them, has been loving them for years and years. What is it about them that whenever they launch properties, you have these long queues of real estate brokers just waiting? What is this whole hype about?
Well, Diksha, legacy counts. So the names you picked up, Emaar and Nakheel, it screams legacy. These are not a first-time investor who would like to buy an Emaar. I have seen, honestly, grandfathers who have bought it, and now their grandchildren are buying Emaar and Nakheel. That's how old the Dubai property market is. So whenever a launch of these big guns come, there's a no-brainer. There will be lines. There will be sold out. And it's always the new investors who are scratching their heads. कि ऐसा भी होता है कि product has come and it's sold out. It's very difficult to comprehend. I mean, that's why these, podcasts are there and to give the real truth, what's really happening.
True.
You must have heard about these overnight queues
Yeah.
whenever there are launches.
Yeah.
So just like, everybody knows the value, of good units, something that makes money for you. So, I mean, there's just like, they just
Snapped
get
up.
sold out. Yeah.
But, luckily, I would like to add, Diksha, right now, these overnight queues are a thing of the past. Not that the demand has come less, that they've streamlined their online processes. They have made the EOI system a lot stronger. And you really don't need to be in a line or take a token. And, it was really scraping of human dignity by having very hard working brokers be in line for a unit. Luckily, that's becoming passé. And one thing I really appreciate, Emaar, they were never doing that. Emaar was always doing it in a very EOI professional format. Listen, you want it? This is the pre-launch. Book it now. Otherwise, come in the launch, जो बचा कुचा है उसे ले लेना. But there will not be these lines which are slowing down. And luckily, it's good for PR for the world to see. But
Correct.
it's overall right now it's getting passe.
Right. No, I see that a lot because I think when, especially when the new developers are coming in, you still see those lines. Established वालों में really the trend is going down now. Obviously, that they deal with you in a very systematic manner now. There's a process that they follow. So tell me, most investors think they are competing with other investors. The bid is that who gets the bigger bite. Who do you think is an investor truly competing with?
It's a great question. Well, they are, as we say in Hindi, bari machli choti machli ko khayega. So, they are giant investors. They will come in and swallow in clusters of units. If it's a villa or townhouse launch, they will just pick up dozens, a whole cluster we call it. If it's an apartment, they'll start buying floors. Some of them, like I have investors from China, they just buy the whole building. Means, there was a time, maybe in November, a developer, I can't say the name, they were launching a few buildings. And a few weeks later, the building didn't come to the public market. Why? One institutional investor came in, said, look, don't go to the public. I'm buying the whole cluster of buildings you have. I'm sorry, I'm not privy to say which developer it was, but it was a Chinese investor who bought multiple buildings. And these things keep on happening behind the scenes. So, when a retail investor comes in and says कि मुझे एक 1 bedroom चाहिए और एक 2 bedroom चाहिए, it's not easy for them to get, especially in these big name developers. So that's a small investor is competing with the big investors or institutional investors.
That is true. How early do these family-owned institutions and buyers come into the picture, and how much do they usually take?
Well, there are multitude ways of buying these big developers. So if it's a family-owned office, institutional investor, sometimes they're governments, sovereign funds who buy, because these are AAA rated properties. When you look at an Emaar, you look at a Nakheel, it's you're coming in and you're buying maybe gold, or you're buying Emaar is the same thing. So how early? Sometimes it's actually customized for them. These big developers can actually say, look, I'm getting these buildings out. Right.
Correct.
And they don't even go to the public market, like I said.
Right.
And yes, if they are the smaller family offices, they get approached through large-scale professional brokers or directly from the developer a few weeks to a month before the actual launch.
So they host these pre-launch events for such people, and then
early access.
Early access, and by the time it's launched for the public, most of the inventory
is already
gone. Of course, there is a lot of inventory, and they launch in phases, everything. But then they have these exclusive previews.
Like once in a year you'll have a palm.
Right.
Now palm, they already have a database of people who've already bought in a palm. Now these are 20-40 million dirham units.
Right.
So it's not just family offices, it's those previous people who already bought it.
Yeah.
So as it's right, if you are, example, you're like a Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel client, you will get a mailing list. Look, we got some early access.
100%.
But now this is 40-50 million dirhams.
Sure.
So they do get early access, especially, in Emaar we have something called signature clients. A signature client can also go before a broker. So look, I bought like 50 million dirhams of Emaar from you. I'm a signature client. I want something in your new phase. It's obvious they are, a preferred client. They will get access even before a broker as well.
Totally. You have a point. And the thing is, there's this, especially when properties are launched. We are having these launch events and so on. And then we see these brokers in line and who are actually purchasing properties in bulk. Now, do they purchase because they have so many EOIs, or are they just coming in hoping कि बिक जाएगा कल को?
No. This is where a Dubai land department comes in and stops this type of speculation. It's a very good question again. You cannot speculate and buy unless you have... Now, I don't think a broker has 20% plus 4% cash on hand to buy a unit. So they can't come and buy 10 units or even one if he doesn't have the money. Emaar, Nakheel, or these big boys, they're not going to say, look, you buy it and then you try to move it. It doesn't work like that. So when you see those lines, these are genuine clients, genuine brokers, genuine EOIs. There's nothing fishy about it. Because I've stayed overnight in those lines and it's a struggle, honestly. And if I have 4 checks or 6 checks of investors, there are people who have 50 checks. These are genuine checks, genuine people who are right in front of me. And they still have to be in the same line as me, even though they are going for a purchase of maybe 500 million dirhams. That's $500 million dirhams. They're doing a booking and they're just in line, just like me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Because, ये doubts a lot of people have. Sometimes they feel that ऐसी भीड़ इकट्ठी करके रखी हुई है. There are just
They
people
won't
who are
really
just standing
allow
for
them.
PR.
I'll
for
clarify
this
that.
whole
That
thing.
happens in India and some other countries.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. And it is a word called underwriting. कि
Yes.
चलो आप ले लेते हो, you'll underwrite it for me and you resell it for me.
Right.
And I would be honest, this does happen in some newer developers who are just getting their foot in the door, who are just trying to market. They do these things, but nahi, ये बड़े लोग, they don't do it. It's
बड़े
not,
लोग-
they don't need to.
They
no?
don't need to. They
There's
don't
only
need
so
to.
much line. There are only people who are waiting. Why bother?
Exactly.
Like
Very
before the public launch, they know that so much of the inventory is already sold. They know that people
Those
want
who
their
have an
inventory.
iota of doubt also, just look at Dubai Land Department figures.
Yeah.
Like Jan to June, 550 billion dirhams. I can only put that in rupees, but in dollars, it's $150 billion.
Correct.
You
It's
put
not a
that-
joke.
It's not a joke. Divide by 6, that's $20 billion a month. That's almost $1 billion a day.
Sure.
इतना पैसा रोज आ रहा है. Why would anyone do these,
Absolutely.
Why would you want to
theatrics,
create that
theatrics or
buzz?
something?
Like he said, new developers might, but not the known ones.
Not the known ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't
don't
get
need
into
it.
it. Talk to me about expression of interest, and why is that so important?
It's important for us so we don't have to stand in line.
Okay, interesting. So what's the procedure like? So if someone's interested in a property, you already, you send them some proposals, details, etc. The whole deck is there. What next?
When you do a EOI, you are actually cementing yourself and increasing your chances to make sure you get a unit. And whoever the time pass people are, who are like, chalo, we'll try, mil jata hai to theek hai, warna forget it. It removes that riff-raff. I'm sorry to use such a word, but see, property is a serious business.
Yes.
So a lot of people, who just देखा देखी में ले लेते हैं और ये मेरा दोस्त ले रहा है तो मैं भी try करता हूँ. But when you do a EOI, and let's be honest, the EOI is not, you're not going to kill yourself by giving an EOI. Why? When you give a check, it's 100% refundable.
Yes.
Very few people know that. It's not like, sometimes there's a 10 million dirham property.
Yeah.
अभी वो 10 million dirham property में, what does these Emaar or Nakheel says? Give us $500,000, 5%. At least you're showing you're committed to the project.
Correct.
So you give your passport copy, you sign the expression of interest. EOIs, that's what it's called. You're expressing your interest, I want to buy here. And then you give your 500,000. There is a good chance that even after you do all these steps, you might not get your preferred unit. But still, there's a higher chance. Now imagine, pre-launch is there. A lot of these developers are very good in their marketing, obviously. They will tell everyone. Now there are 27,000 like us, 4,000 brokers. So how many investors has already been disseminated to? They will start getting at least on 27,000, 200, 300 EOIs to I get.
Yes.
Then someone comes in the middle of the, day of the launch and he says, oh, I want to buy this unit. Now that's where I tell those people, listen, it doesn't work that way.
Correct.
There are already EOIs inside, and that's when those investors think, no, why can't we get it? Today is the launch date. Launch date means it's sold or just a public announcement.
Yeah.
Everything happens 2 weeks before the launch. The goods have been selected, everything has happened. There are a lot of tiers. Sometimes there are many tiers before me also who got the stocks.
Sure.
I might be coming in, the tranche 2 or tranche 3. I'm not in tranche 1 sometimes.
Right.
Even though I'm a platinum broker.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not the biggest machli in the thing.
Of course.
So when somebody comes, I find it a little amusing. That, look, I have 10 million dirhams and I want to buy it. Please tell the developer to roll out a red carpet for me. It doesn't work
No,
that
it
way.
doesn't work. And when you're buying a property, you're buying any small thing, you're prepared.
Correct.
So this is property.
Correct.
You go with some planning, right? And then, I mean, this will give the developer also the trust. They will show you better units, better floor plans. They
I'll
can't
put-
just,
I'll put a joke. लोगों को लबूबू नहीं मिलता है, प्रॉपर्टी कैसे मिलेगा?
कसम से
for a Coldplay concert, you're like sitting for hours and
Yeah.
you're doing some planning.
अरे
के-
you
and
travel
something
from
you still
India
don't
to
get
Dubai
it.
and
Yeah,
घूर
people
भी
are
आपको नहीं
traveling and
मिलती
this
यार
is
भाई,
property.
property को
So you
people-
can't, yeah, I mean.
So, this is where I feel, which is also a very good thing for the
Yeah.
spillover effect. I like
Sure.
to talk more about that.
Sure.
What the spillover effect means कि ठीक है, Emaar Nakheel में stock नहीं मिला, but now you already have got the, sorry to say, itch to buy the property.
खरीदना है, correct.
खरीदना है. So now he has a 10 million budget. Emaar Nakheel has, told, sorry, it's not available, come by to the next launch. So what happens? Tier 2, Tier 3 developers get that business. And they roll out the red carpet. They roll out, come, you're my 10 million dirham investor, you're my 5 million dirham investor. And there's a lot of inventory. And they also give a lot of heavy commissions to people like us. Now, be honest, if Emaar and Nakheel are listening, they don't give a lot of money to us, which is fine. Because it sells on its own. They really don't
Of
need us, to
course,
be
of
honest.
course.
And
Yes,
that's why
yes,
they have
yes.
more attractive payment plans also.
Sure.
Like, they'll have a post handover payment plan.
The tier
Or
2,
the
tier 3
2,
ones.
Tier 3.
yeah.
Emaar and Nakheel, you won't see that.
Aggressive payment plans.
So,
But it's a good, it's like a whole market. Everyone gets to share them.
everyone, yes.
I just tell them that wait for your next launch for Emaar Nakheel. Go for that. Even though they're, again, the tier 2, tier 3 developers are listening, I'm very registered with them also. Please don't hate me. But it's just it's the truth,
Sure.
Gee.
Makes sense. Makes absolute sense. Now, tell me these big developers, obviously you're talking the Emaar, Nakheel,
Ji.
and, so many Emirates has also,
Ji, ji,
come up and so. Now, do they prioritize big investors only, or first small time initial investors are also in their privy?
It's very systematic. There used to be a time when there was favoritism, which has really changed. You'll always see a lot of management changes in many of these companies. And that is to, obviously, when there's so much money involved, you will see favoritism. But I'd be very happy to say, at least from my experience, from my opinion, it's a thing of the past. So if you're a new investor and you follow the system, you come 2 weeks before, it's a first come, first serve basis. If you have come in the day it's launched and you readily give your EOI, you tell, please take my check, there's a very high probability you'll get your inventory, even if you're not a signature client, even if you're not a family office. And that's what we are there for. We are to
Yes.
educate them. We're not.
Absolutely.
I cannot promise, look, I've got someone in the inside, I can get you units. It doesn't work that way anymore. We just give them straight, Dubai is a very transparent market. So less people do use sales talks, look, I know someone in Nakheel, I know someone in Emaar, give it to me. No, that's over. Maybe used to happen back in the day.
Once upon a time, yes.
जी
yes.
अभी नहीं होता है, which is very nice, which
course.
allows a new investor to come, buy his stock, and I really appreciate these big developers. I'm sure they've been maybe schooled by the government, by the land department. Look, these things shouldn't happen, and it's
Totally.
really not happening anymore.
Agreed. Which makes a lot of sense.
जी.
What is a go-to market strategy now for a small investor who is coming to Dubai? What would you advise him? कहाँ से शुरू करें, क्या करें?
It's so simple. Always I feel कि unlearn. Just don't listen to the noise. And imagine if Diksha, you are going, or Asha, we are going to India. I have some money. What will I do? I look at the biggest developer. If I'm from Mumbai, मुंबई में 2-3 बड़े नाम मुझे दुबई में पता होता है. एक रहेजा है, हीरा नंदानी है. These are tip of your tongue. These are the top. Godrej है.
Correct.
So similarly, we are talking exactly. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a parrot. Come here. Let not a noise disturb you. Buy the big boys. It's a property you're buying. You're not buying some super fashionable. You want to be very
course.
unique and looking different.
Sure.
You need
Property at the end of the day.
It's a property. It should be simple. Should be
Correct.
nice, easy to live, easy to resell, and good
And
warranty.
there's always something for everyone. Whatever
Sure.
your budget is, whether it's Emaar or any developer, they have something
A
to offer.
multitude of projects. Yeah.
So it's not कि यार मैं Emaar जाऊँगा and I
महंगा
only have
पड़ेगा.
to buy something expensive. No, it's not like that.
Yeah. Let's look at Dubai Hills. It's a lovely place, right? I love Dubai Hills. That mall is outstanding. Dubai
Outstanding,
Hills.
yes.
A 1 bedroom, 1.6 million. Not going to kill your bank. Okay,
Not
I know
at all.
there's 1.2, 1.3 million in smaller developers. But then what Emaar does, look, we also have, it's not exactly ours, but it's a subsidiary. It's run by our, Mr. Rashid Al-Abar, Nashama Town Square. You'll get it for 1 million over there.
Correct.
One bedroom. That's
Exactly.
a good 50% cheaper. So they have everything for everyone. You want Oasis Villa, please, 20 million, 40 million. You want to go to Nakheel, Miras. So Nakheel and Miras have merged. You have the Palm, you have the Miras Acres, you have Nadal Shiba Gardens, 5, 10, 15 million. You have in Dera Islands, Bay Grove, 2 million dirhams, 1.5 million dirhams. So there's everything for everyone. Yes, you can get, they're very good, tier 2 developers.
Yeah,
I would like
yes.
to use some names. I love those developers. Let's look at Imtiaz, Peace, outstanding work. And you can get maybe at 1 million, 1.2 million. So there's everything for everyone in Dubai. And I know I've been harping so much about the bigger guys, but the tier 2 are also amazing.
Correct.
Especially these names I just said,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, because they're all investing, coming up, they're working on their inventory.
They're working on their
the
inventory.
finishing,
The
the way it's
quality,
done,
they're
quality.
trying to match their quality.
Absolutely.
So I think, in fact, it works as an advantage. That
Asha, you were there last week. You saw Imtiaz.
I went
Beautiful.
for an Imtiaz launch. It was outstanding.
Yeah.
They showed us the experience center, which was actually the lobby of the new building they were launching, and it was like, I was like, wow.
Very nice. Very nice.
So these guys were shouting from the top of the mountain, and they're sometimes doing better quality than the big boys also. Otherwise, how will they stand out?
Of course. How will you stand out? No? So
Their
obviously,
location, everything, beach facing. I was right there at Dubai Islands. It was
Yes.
excellent.
सब कुछ दे रहे हैं.
सब कुछ दे रहे हैं, yeah.
Which is there. Chalo, we are coming to a rapid fire, which is the last section of the podcast. I'm going to be asking you questions, and you got to tell me what comes to your mind. Okay? So, filing EOI, is it worth it?
Absolutely. Very important.
Beautiful. Okay, ideal time to start planning your investment.
Yesterday.
Right, as early as you can. Myth about top tier developers.
They're not so difficult to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
जितना सोचते हो उतना मुश्किल है नहीं.
It's like me, when I used to drive a chota gadi, I would get scared to go in a Mercedes showroom. But if you go in a Mercedes showroom, you'll get a Mercedes.
Yeah.
How does a good unit stay available?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. No chance.
No chance. That is true. Okay. If I miss my EOI, what should I do? Should I go for the launch?
Yes, you should. You never know, you might find something.
Yeah,
Might
there are
get lucky?
cancellations. I would say in villa townhouses, it's a little tougher. But apartment units, even if it's a big developer, you can still try your luck. Mil jata hai, because more units are released.
Correct.
So you shouldn't give up. I didn't do the EOI.
There are a lot of people who it's refundable, right? So ho jata hai, they change their mind, something or the other. You never know, you might find a good unit.
Which is
So
great.
why not?
Why not try, no?
Yeah.
End of
why
the day,
not
मैं
try?
कहता हूँ property किस्मत में होती है.
That is true. That is true. But even we talk about this. My grandfather used to say कि पैसा तो आप कमा लेते हो, घर आपको किस्मत से मिलता है.
हाँ,
like
that's
घर
true.
जिसका जैसी किस्मत में हो ना, तो उसी को मिलता है. Otherwise,
घर और बीवी.
मैं बोलूँगी पति भी.
True.
So thank you so much, Rohit and Asha. We
Thank
had a
you.
wonderful
Thank you, Diksha.
conversation.
Thank you
For
so
everyone
much.
who's watching us, if you're interested in property investment in Dubai, it is the right time to invest. I know a lot of people are thinking that the market will correct itself. There's unnecessary, so much like there's this bubble, the bubble will burst. As much as I know, as much as we've discussed, this bubble is not going to burst, and you're only going to be wasting more time, and things will get more expensive and perhaps more unaffordable in some time. So right now is a good time. Connect with Rohit and Asha. Their contact details, their phone numbers are down in the description box. Please call, please book an appointment, get your next property under your crown as soon as possible. Yeah, so rather on your crown as soon as possible. Thank you so much. We'll see you very soon with another interesting podcast. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diksha.
Thank you, Diksha.